Do you hate China, Big A? No, I don't. That's why I always try to, first of all, mention that China's the world's second largest economy. They're crushing other countries in a lot of ways. And I really, really don't like the fact that when I report on true stories about negative things happening there, that it attracts certain Westaboos that cannot fathom that China has better battery technology, better manufacturing and factories than any other country on the earth. And they've got a growing car industry. They have complete control of electric vehicles. They have like 60% of the world's lithium. Also, the fact that they were able to build 7nm chips, people thought they couldn't do it. It's a multifaceted issue. I do not like Xi Jinping, I'll say. It's not a bold take. I think the worst part about China for me is that they legitimately do consistently and openly censor the internet and media. They just do that. Like they do that in a higher degree than anyone else. That's a big problem. What's impressive about 7nm? What's impressive about it is that they couldn't make anything close to that after the United States blockaded their access to any of the tech that's used to make it. And so recently China came out with their own Huawei Mate 60 phone that has a 7nm chip made in China, which was thought to be years away. I mean, this has been hotly investigated. I think there's a little bit more to the story. It feels like they were able to get their hands on a ASML, which is a Dutch company, lithograph machine through back channels, but they are gonna have a tough time getting further advancements. Have you seen anything about the newly discovered lithium? Yeah, so we talked about EVs, right? The reason China is so dominant in EVs, there's a lot of reasons they are, but one of them is that they control the world's supply of lithium. They have like 60% of the world's supply and all the ways to refine it. Part of Joe Biden's Let's Beat China thing has been like, we have to find our own supply of lithium. Well, they did. There's a volcano, I think in like Nevada or something. Yeah, it's in Nevada and Oregon. The border of Nevada and Oregon apparently might be the largest lithium deposit ever found. Kind of a massive come up. This is not going to be able to be usable for years. I mean, 2027, maybe at the earliest they start going from it, but could drastically shift EV supply chain. It's a very interesting discovery for America, especially as they try to compete in EVs. How is SoftBank doing after a few months? SoftBank is preparing to launch the gigantic IPO of a company called ARM, which makes most of the world's like chips. They make the chip designs, and it might be the first profitable thing that SoftBank has done in a minute. NVIDIA tried to buy ARM when I was there. It was a big thing when I was at NVIDIA, was we tried to buy ARM to make like this fucking mega chip monopoly. It got blocked by China, who did not want an American company basically having the best CPU and the best GPU designs. That being said, from what I can tell, SoftBank is being real sleazy with it. They're doing a lot of tricky things to make the stock of ARM pop on the IPO, so everybody thinks it's goated, and they're gonna slowly but surely dump a lot of shares. So we'll see. Did you see Theo Vaughn's video against Cast Media? Yeah, I did. Good on him for calling that guy out. If you guys don't know, there was a podcast company scamming people. They were doing what a lot of companies do. A lot of like esports teams did, and what a lot of like streamer agencies did, which is where they like say, okay, you're going to do an ad read for Doritos. They're paying 10K, but then they're not. They're paying like 50K. And they just take that 40K difference and they keep it, and they tell you they're getting paid 10K. They just kept lying to their clients and keeping the difference. Or in some cases with this company, they would just not pay. They'd just be like, yeah, you're going to get paid 10K, and they pay them 5K. It said the rest is coming. And they did it for a long time. And then Theo Vaughn sort of led the charge by naming their CEO publicly and saying this guy's a scammer and a cheat. And now everyone's coming out of the woodwork and speaking about it. Super scammy. Watch out for it. Happens with esports players all the time, where you'd be like some Fortnite kid who gets famous, and they're like, yeah, you're getting famous now. You know what? This brand's going to pay you $2,000 to do an ad read. And the brand's paying like $28,000 and they just keep the difference, bro. And the kid doesn't know because the kid's fucking dumb and he thinks 2K to fucking talk about Skittles or whatever. At max, you should be taking like 10%. If you're a middleman, you should be taking 10%. What stops the creator from hearing about the ad read for the brand and going directly to the brand? Laziness. Bro, streamers are not going to go sit down in a meeting with fucking Doritos and figure out what their marketing plan is and what, you know what I'm saying? They're not going to do it. They're laziness. The middlemen handle all of the emails and the paperwork and the negotiation, and they get paid 10%, which is a fine agreement. It's just when they take more than that, they're cheating. They're stealing. What would be the long-term and overarching consequences to the U.S. economy if Apple stock continues to decline? It would be bad. When one of the big 7 tech stocks goes down, the other ones follow suit every time. It happened even with Apple's $200 billion decline. The NASDAQ was down. A huge part of everyone's 401k now is Apple because they buy the market on a weighted basis. So a lot of people just own Apple through their savings, through 401ks. anyone investing in ETFs. It's bad. It's bad. We need it to go up. It has to stay going up. Over the long term, do you think Apple and most of the big seven are doomed? No, not at all. No, I don't. I think it's very possible that there's been a bit of a tech stock gold rush bubble where they're overvalued based on their fundamentals. But these companies are all dominant players, crushing and doing really well. If anything, other companies are doomed. These companies have infinite cash and they keep getting into more and more industries. Nobody's buying a new phone right now. Bro, people are buying phones. Although I noticed when I was looking into the stats for the phone stuff, it's like people are more likely to upgrade in the iPhone world than the Android world. Like people are more likely to hold their phone a little longer. And a lot of people now are on iPhone payment plans where it's like you pay monthly and you always have the latest phone. So you're just paying a subscription every month forever. That's like very common. You can also trade in Apple. Apple is someone, when I was reading, was like Apple is kind of like the used car market almost, where people buy the phone, they can trade it in for some percentage of its value, trade up to a new one. Like it's happening. I mean, I don't know. Apple is the most valuable company in the world for a reason. It's more valuable than all these companies combined for a reason. And that is that the iPhone is the single like greatest capitalist invention ever. I mean, the fact that they can sell a luxury product at luxury prices to mass market has like almost never been done. It's like I said before, it's like a Ferrari sold as much as Toyota. It's crazy. These phones have massive markups and they sell to everybody. It's unheard of. And that's why they're the most valuable company ever, because every one of these iPhones sells at a huge profit and they sell 200 million of them a year, dude. More than that. They upgrade every single year. They keep selling. Once you're in it, you buy the services, you buy the wearables, you buy the watch, you buy the fucking earbuds. You're more likely to use an iPad, you're more likely to use an iMac. They've created a money printing machine the likes to it no other company's ever created. Speaking of which, where's the Apple VR headset? Later this year. Although I'm not super stoked on it. I mean, I think that VR headset's going to cost over $3,000. People are cutting back on purchases already. I mean, some people are going to buy it. Tech guys are going to buy it, but I don't think it's going to be a massive revenue driver for them for years. Apple EV. Yeah, they've been talking about the EV, bro. I don't know. It remains to be seen. I think they punted on it. I think it's not near happening. I think what they want is once cars go like heavily autonomous, once that's way more mainstream, and Apple EV is like, I mean, cars then all become about software and experience. It's more screen time, you know what I'm saying, that you can control. That's the eventual goal, but I hate autonomous cars. I'd rather have the control myself. Bro, I don't agree. I would fucking love if I could get in a car, go somewhere and take a nap. I do anyway. I do that anyway, but everyone gets pissed at me, you know? They always start honking. I put myself in the right direction. I close my eyes and I floor it. Dude, in America, I will say it's 1,000 times more likely we get a robotic fleet of self-driving cars than we get one good train. Well, it's not going to happen, bro. They are not going to build nationwide high-speed rail. Get over it. It's not happening. But they are going to build self-driving cars that they can sell to us, that you can get into, that go on all the beautiful highways of this great nation and fall asleep in, which is what I really want, or watch a movie in.